It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1004, Financial Independence 101, and The Race to FI, both by Al of FAConfessions.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and welcome to a brand new week here at Optimal Finance Daily. This is where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. Today, I have a new author and website to share with you. The site is FAConfessions.com, and Al, the author, is a financial advisor. And on his site, he talks about the emotional and psychological aspects of money and how that contradicts much of the conventional financial independence community. Now, he's got a bunch of helpful articles on his site, so you can check those out at FAConfessions.com. And with that, let's hear two posts from him as we start optimizing your life. Financial Independence 101 by Al of FAConfessions.com. These are some basic principles, or an intro to financial independence guide. A useful analogy is to think of financial independence as a building. But before the building can be constructed, the lot and foundation must be prepared. The lot you'll build your financial independence building upon is vacant. Your negative debt is a hole in the ground that you'll need to fill so that you have a flat surface to build upon. Negative debt is anything other than mortgages on a primary residence and cash flow investment properties. Step 1. Pay off all negative debt, all debt other than the mortgages mentioned a moment ago. Step 2. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. It really is as simple as living by this one premise, and eventually you will be financially independent. Step 3. Consider how fast you want to reach a fully constructed financial independence building. A higher savings rate and investment return will decrease the construction time on your building. Step 4. Automate all savings and investments. Set it up once and let it auto-deduct each month. These automated investments can include a 401k through your job, savings deposits from a checking account, and any extra principal payments on a mortgage. These simple, basic steps will set you on your way to financial independence. It doesn't matter what amounts you start with. Just start with these simple steps. We can always increase amounts later. The key step is to get started. I've never heard anyone regret that they saved too much money. 1 non-negotiable commitment. If you decide to invest in the stock market, you must 100% commit to never selling. Never. This point cannot be stressed enough. There are only 2 reasons to sell an investment account: terminal illness and death. Sounds intense, but it's a critical factor. This non-negotiable commitment forms the foundation that supports the 4 steps I just mentioned. Without this foundation, any attempted financial independence building will eventually crumble and fall. Selling an investment due to a drop in the market, a job loss, a car repair, or any other so-called emergency removes you from the path to financial independence. From what I've seen over the years, once you're off the path, you're not likely to get back on it. Think about selling as a recovering heroin addict justifying taking a hit after having been clean for a while. It could end up being fatal. At the very least, it's a slippery slope. You make one withdrawal for an emergency, and it's suddenly easier to withdraw for future emergencies. This ironclad commitment to remain invested is non-negotiable. It's what allows the other simple steps to work. I've seen it over and over again with friends, family, and clients who don't fully make this commitment. Once you sell, your financial independence building stops growing and starts to crumble. Start with a foundation of committing to staying invested. Pay off negative debt, spend less than you earn, invest the difference, and never sell. You've heard all the other advice on cutting expenses, living within your means, etc. Enjoy your life. This is just a framework, and it really is that simple. The Race to FI by Al of FAConfessions.com. If you're anything like me, you've had thoughts that time is running out when it comes to saving for retirement. Part of being over 40, I suppose. Numbers often run through my head about how much I need to be financially independent, wondering when the day will come that I have the complete freedom to not worry about earning money. This type of thinking brings a sense of urgency that I'd better hurry up. People around me are getting cancer, getting into accidents, growing older and fatter by the day. Diabetes, addictions, mental breakdowns, or just plain burnout seemingly everywhere can lead to feeling jaded about life in general. Youth is wasted on the young when time seemed to stretch endlessly ahead of us. Now it feels like a race against time. Retire too late, and you won't even get to enjoy it due to failing health. All those years of saving for nothing. We've all heard about people who die shortly after retiring. Could that end up being us too? This all leads to a sense of wanting to get there as fast as possible, so we can enjoy an exhilarating, adventurous retirement while still young and healthy enough to enjoy it. It feels like walking a tightrope between saving as much as possible while not totally depriving ourselves of any enjoyment within our current lifestyle. I can get pumped up to increasing savings and cut all expenses to the bare minimum, then oscillate to the other end of the spectrum. Live for today, enjoy a nice vacation, new wardrobe, or dinner at a nice restaurant. Is there a middle ground that's more sustainable? I've found a more reasonable approach in other aspects of my life, including playing the drums. After 5 years, I found that practicing an hour a day, 5 days per week is sustainable within the framework of my current life. But I only realized that after repeatedly trying to increase my practice to a much higher level, only to slack off and feel disappointed with myself. It took trial and error to figure out what amount of practice will bring progress with my skills and allow me to consistently follow through given the other factors in my life: work, kids, exercise, blog, etc. Finding a sustainable amount and just keep being consistent is contrary to what we're often taught about success. The mantras that success requires hard work and sacrifice would have us constantly raising the bar. The more you sacrifice, the more successful you'll be, or so we're taught. But a more pain, more gain mentality are so often a recipe for failure rather than success. Raising the bar and reaching for more seems realistic while looking ahead and seeing how far you are from your goals. But the other perspective is to look back and realize how far you've come. It's so easy to get caught up in constantly pushing ahead, relentlessly keeping your foot on the gas to outrun the pack. It's far simpler but harder to believe that slow and consistent effort produce results over time. The temptation is very real to want to sprint ahead, forgetting this is a marathon we're running. As with so much else in life, marathons are only ever completed one step at a time. You just listened to the posts titled Financial Independence 101 and The Race to FI, both by Al of FAConfessions.com. And thanks so much to Al for his permission to read his content, and definitely head to his site to show your support. There's a lot of great info there. And of course, I'll be bringing you more posts from him in the near future. Again, that's FAConfessions.com. And that's a wrap for today. Hope your week is off to a terrific start, and I'm going to see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.